Introducing Creatively Agent, an AI agent that works with you on a visual canvas. Bring in a brief, an image, a document, or even a rough thought. It turns the ask into a plan that you can see, then does the work in the same place. It can research, create images and video, write documents, build files, and keep every result beside the references that shaped it. That means less time moving between tools, files, repeating context, and trying to remember which version is current. You can compare directions, point to the exact frame, ask for a change, and watch the next version appear. Your team joins the same canvas, comments on the actual work, and approves anything that goes out. The models can change, the project stays put. You keep the context, the decisions, and the deliverables together. From first thought to finished work, Creatively Agent, a creative workspace that can actually do the work.
Hi, Founder here. So I figured the easiest way to explain what Creatively Agent is to actually use it on a live example. A similar way to think of what an agent or Creatively Agent is, think Claude Code or Codex working on a canvas, but for creative work. For the example that I'm going to do, I'm going to create launch images. And you can choose the model that you like. In this case, I'm choosing ChatGPT's model. For the prompt, I'm going to, okay, that shouldn't. Can you make me 3 striking images, square launch images for a small vintage clothing drop called Second Spin, late 90s sportswear, wash denim, and silver accessories going live on Instagram Sunday at 6. Hopefully, that message is interpreted and it will create 3 images for you. While that's happening, let me explain the UI. So this is the Creatively Agent canvas. The middle space is canvas, which holds images, files like PowerPoint, documents, CSVs, links, everything, and this MD file that you can use to sort of manage context in different parts. On the left side, rail, or whatever you want to call it, is the assets and canvas. So you have a workspace and you have canvases within the workspace. And for that particular canvas, you have assets. You can create reusable skills called workflows. You can connect to Instagram and various sort of popular services and read data, publish data. Okay, so that's just generated 3 images and it's sort of freaking out for some reason. And on the right side, obviously, you can see there is a chat interface. And that chat interface is your way to sort of interact with the canvas. You don't need to use it, but it's an additional layer of easy sort of prompting. Okay, that's not too bad. Let me sort of tweak this. I think I like this one the most. Okay, let me say, I like this one. Can you sort of keep the model on styling, make the flash a little softer, and swap the plain backdrop for a scuffed pale blue studio wall? Okay, while that's generated, let me sort of showcase what the agent can do with different nodes. So you've got text, a text mode, which can be in different colors. You've got sticky notes, you've got sections, you've got links, but I would say the most powerful thing is really this MD file. You've got a very, very powerful system that allows you to write documents directly inside of the canvas. The biggest advantage of the agent is that you can process images, documents, everything on one canvas, maintain context throughout the entire history. Okay, what did this do? Let me see if this is editing this image. Okay, that's not bad. So I've just edited this image using a subsequent prompt. And now for the final touch, let's do something simple. What should I do? Okay, let me change this. Turn this simple Instagram launch set with a post, story version, and a short caption that I can use. And this will give me, again, a new edit for the image. While that's sort of generating, I can showcase other parts of the canvas that makes it sort of powerful. Once you have your assets, you can publish directly through to the sort of services that are connected to it, in this case, OneDrive, or Instagram. You can use the agent to generate the prompt for you, or you can just do it directly here. So when you want to publish this image to your Instagram account that you've connected, publish post. You have the power of generating caption changing the hashtags, whatever you want directly on the canvas. Okay, I'm just going to wait a bit. You have some helper tools. So on the top right, you've got shortcuts that you can use. You've got a beta credits you're given. Not you don't get $160. You get 10. You get 25 credits for free. If you want to send feedback, please do. I welcome it. And it's multiplayer, which means that you can have multiple people on the same canvas. Where am I? Yeah, on the same canvas, collaborating with you. Let me actually showcase what collaboration. So it's multiplayer. And now my agents just created 2 more images of 2 types. One is in a real format, and the other is in a, is that square? I think I did I say square? Okay, so that's creatively agent. Let me actually do something interesting. Okay, it's created my caption, great. Let me actually add these 3 images I like. Add to a PDF, make it fancy. I don't know what else I can show you. Generate media. Okay, so you don't need to work with the agent to generate AI images or AI videos. You can use this simple tool to generate images and videos. Choose the models that you like, choose the ratio, and just press generate. I'm stalling because I'm waiting for the agent to do its job. So it's trying to create the PDF from the prompt I just gave, and I gave it 4 files. Remember, every time I'm sort of using different files, I'm selecting it and they appear on the chat. So you're interacting with items on your canvas in an organic way. And all of your context of what you've done before is available on the canvas, which is the power. What else? Oh, you've got search. So you can search for documents that are available on the canvas. Let's see, create a guide. And you've got the guide. You have access to the organization. So in this case, I've got 2 collaborators. Well, me and another collaborator is info. I'm going to skip to the actual time because it'll show you the time after when it creates it. I'll cut it up. I think it's almost done. Okay, that took a bit longer than I expected. So that took 2 minutes. Maybe it should have been under 1 minute, but let's have it. So this is a PDF that the agent created. Not bad. Interesting. So this is sort of the power. It's the ability to create documents based on existing assets, context. That makes it quite powerful. And that's creatively in a gist. It's available for beta, and I'll be giving out invite codes in my Discord. So yeah, here are some more demos that I've created using Creativity Agent. This is a sponsor campaign. This is a Buildcraft episode launch. This one is another poster pack for an event that's happening at a particular location. Some write-up. Okay, I forgot to showcase the main feature of the canvas. You can actually write MD files with the agent as well. For example, let me take. Can you create a markdown campaign brief and add 3 sticky notes with a hook, audience, and the launch time? And what this will do is create an MD file that you can also update. So for instance, if I wanted to update this existing MD file, let's say I want to add some more captions for different social media profiles, for instance, TikTok, and try out different patterns, and I can maintain that within the canvas. Let this sort of write out a campaign brief. Okay. And then that finish, I think I also said sticky notes. Right, perfect. Can you add some captions and hashtags, at least 3 for both Instagram and TikTok for this brand? So now this agent will basically update the existing MD file. You can hopefully see that. We're just reading it now. Perfect. So this is another power of the canvas. Another super useful feature is using the agent as a research tool directly on the canvas. You can use ChatGPT and Claude Code essentially which in this case, let's say, can you research best posting times for Instagram and TikTok for an advert like this? Now the prompt will go off, find the best sort of uh, websites that have captured this information and return an empty file. So now the prompt is being translated into a research task. It will use the relevant tools. In this case, it's searched the web, found X and Y sources, and okay, so it's returned that I should use the schedule in your audience looking times. Okay, that's not too bad. Can you write this out into an empty file so I have a copy of this? It took 10 seconds. This has been written out. It's here. Another useful feature I forgot to mention is called skills and how to use them. So in this scenario, I create a clothing drop launch set. I create some custom formats, create a PDF, and even a markdown. You can create this as a reusable pattern or workflow that you try for other sort of use cases for other launch sets. So let's say in this case, I want to turn this into a skill. Create a skill or workflow for this entire process that I've done for this launch set. So I can reuse it again, make it generalizable. So now what will happen is this entire sort of set of prompts and actions that I've taken will be created almost as a pattern or a skill and will be stored. So in this case, it's called launch set system. So now let's use this to create a new clothing drop item. And that's it. You have access to the actual skill. So this is the launch set system, has some predefined criteria. I can edit this and make changes. I just tag it and say that launch set system, create one for a hoodie drop. Let's see what happens. And so on and so forth. So this skill will now inherit that custom set of prompts or context so that you can drive forward a particular pattern. Maybe you have some brand colors or brand themes or brand patterns. You can encode that directly as a skill or workflow. Right now, I know this is random and it's unpredictable. It will just do a random image. But let's say you had a predefined image. Okay, should the hoodie drop? It's a new hoodie drop. And what is it called? It's a street tutorial. Okay, so I've given it some randomness. It doesn't mean that you should create random things, but it's just to give you an indication of what thinking mode actually does. It asks you a prompt to you with questions. And it's doing a bit of research because I think I said choose the best times. Perfect. I have no idea what it's going to create, but that's sort of the fun part of using AI. Some careful control is needed for direction, but sometimes you just want to explore random creative ideas. Okay, it's created some images. Interesting. And now it's doing the markdown file. Okay, it's just done a bit of overlap. But for that particular new image that it created some rules and guidelines and when to post, etc. But like I said, the idea with sort of a reusable skill is that you can create repeatable patterns, then try them out on different ideas or existing ideas. Okay, I just want to showcase some more demos, which I've done in the past. This one is a poster I created a particular venue, and I've asked the agent to create different types of documents, PDFs, HTML. Let's have a look at this one. This is a sponsor campaign This is a Buildcraft episode launch. I'd sometimes like using simple prompts, like make me 3 poster ideas for a late night ramen place. And I edited the text that was on the poster, say add the timings. And for this one, I said, give me 3 ideas for a perfume advert that is in rain. I think it's great for sort of creative work in terms of thinking of random iteration on existing work where you can have fast ideas, and this could be sort of like client campaigns, sponsor packs, various other work, again within the creative space. So let your ideas flow on the creativity agent canvas and try it out as much as you can.